Welcome to Happenings. I'm Yolanda Mayo.
I'm Leana.
And I'm Sergeant Major Ernest Hoopii.
Thank you so much, Sergeant Major, for joining us today.
Thank you.
We are on location for the very first time right here in Building 1, Lejeune Hall.
That's right.
How awesome is this?
Well, this is a piece of history right here.
Right here. This is where it all started, Camp Lejeune.
First of all, this is a beautiful building.
It is.
So we're going to get a chance to see some of the history in here, take a look at some of the wonderful pictures that we have, which captures those moments.
That's right.
And we're also, as we get ready to say goodbye to you.
That's right. Yep.
30 years.
30 years. 30 years in the United States Marine Corps.
So we're going to sit down for a little candid conversation.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
I can't wait to hear that.
Yes.
I can see he's really looking forward to it. But I get to see some of the pictures from the highlights of your career too, right?
Yep. Back in the day.
I love it when they say back in the day. Someday I'm going to be saying that too.
Yeah, back in the day. That's right.
And then Leana, you have some great information for us.
I do. We're going to talk about sports, all the upcoming things for the spring and things that people can do.
And that's with Chris Elger and
Mary Beth Lemaire.
Wonderful. Outdoor recreation and sports. So it's going to be a great show. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
We'll see you.
Look at me, I can see the reality. 'Cause when you suddenly took me out of my world, I woke up. Suddenly I just woke up to the
And this is Building 1. It is filled with all kinds of history. It's a history lesson in itself when you come up through Building 1. The pictures that you see in here, several, of course, of our 13th Commandant, John Lejeune. And one of my favorite things is coming up here onto the second deck, into the command deck, is the flags from 5th Marine Regiment and 6th Marine Regiment. They are gorgeous. They are absolutely beautiful. If you have a chance sometime, stop into Building 1. You can see some of the wonderful things, the history of this base. Well, I'm going to head in here. We actually are set up in the CG's office to do this interview with Sergeant Major Hoopii. Come on. And we are here in the Commanding General's office.
That's right.
So this is very nice.
It is, yeah.
We were gonna use your office, but you took all the pictures.
I took all my stuff down. You know, we're slashing prices and reducing the core strength. So we're gonna start with Sergeant Major Hoop.
So tell me what that feels like, though. I mean, knowing that you're packing up your office for the last time, that 30 years, this is the culmination here, Marine Corps Installations East, Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune. What does that feel like?
Well, I'll tell you, Yolanda, I joined like everybody else with a goal, and I was blessed that I was able to get as far as I did. It is a little awkward taking down all my stuff from the walls and seeing the walls bare, but it's part of the life cycle of a Marine. You know, we all got an expiration date on ourselves, and we're gonna move on, and another fine Marine will come in and carry on the mission.
So where did it all start for you?
Well, it all started for me on October 23rd, 1983. I had gotten home from work. I was a young man, and I turned on the news and I saw that we had a bombing in Beirut, and it involved the loss of many Marines and some soldiers and corpsmen, and that was very difficult for myself personally to accept that. My dad was a Marine that fought in Korea. And so I had that inside of me, and that was my calling. So that's how I ended up joining the service.
So you turned around and enlisted right after that?
I did. I enlisted, joined the Marine Corps, and like all young Marines, our first 4 years are tough, but I was able to persevere.
But you know what we say, if we make it through the first 4,
That's right.
you're good to go.
You're good to
You're
go.
good to go.
Yeah.
Those first 4 are rough.
Yeah, and here we are, 30 years later.
Wow.
Wow.
What are some of the highlights for you?
Well.
I mean, as a sergeant
yeah,
major, I know
yeah,
there's all kinds.
Yeah.
But
I personally, I joined, and I, like all young men, we always hope to go to war. So I'm a young Lance Corporal with 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, Pride, Loyalty, Devotion, 1st Team. And we're the Air Contingency Battalion while we're UDP to Okinawa, Japan. And the 1st Sergeant holds a formation and says that, that there was a firefight on the DMZ, and we're headed to Korea. So we loaded up, flew to Korea, and literally within 24 hours of that formation, I was in a trench on the DMZ in Korea. And we lived on the DMZ for 30 days. And man, and that's why I joined. I joined because I wanted to get some. My dad had fought in Korea, and now I'm fighting in Korea. And so that's one highlight. There's so many highlights. When I reenlisted, my first reenlistment is always supposed to be a great reenlistment. And I was blessed to do it in a CH-53 Delta above Mount Fuji.
I think I saw this picture.
Yeah,
I think we have that picture too.
I show that. And then parachute jumping and dive school, and of course all the combat deployments to Somalia and Iraq and Afghanistan and some places in Central and South America. So pretty cool. I got a chance to travel around the world, and although I didn't get a chance to do everything that I wanted to do, because 30 years really isn't enough. I think
it goes by so fast too, doesn't
it?
it?
It does. Before I can say that I got some and gave some back. So.
Well, you definitely gave some back. I know that you have 2 sons yourself.
Absolutely.
And both of them have earned the title as well.
That's right. My sons are 3rd generation on both sides as U.S. Marines. And my oldest is currently in Afghanistan, and my youngest is headed to Afghanistan come March.
How does that feel?
Not as
a sergeant major, as a parent now.
Well, absolutely, parent first and sergeant major, but it's to say the least, it's difficult. But as a Marine and as a sergeant major, I know that's their mission, and I know they're going to do well. That's what we do.
I know you're proud of them.
This is the business we're in. Mm-hmm. Tough business for tough guys.
So, yes, but I know you're extremely proud of them.
I'm very proud.
And we are proud of his wife, Jean Marie,
That's right.
that she has 3 Marines in her immediate family.
That's right.
I mean, for anybody to do that, Jean Marie, you're a saint.
You're
a saint.
My lovely wife,
she is awesome.
Joined the Corps when I was a corporal, and she's always been involved. And today she's a family readiness officer for one of our infantry battalions, and she simply loves it. She loves giving back. Teaching young families and the parents of our singles. So this is we're a Marine Corps family, and this is the business we're in, and we love it. And when I was in operating forces, and I would hear that we couldn't do these things, and this and that, and MCCS and the base support, and so finally now I get here, and I'm like, well, customer service, we're gonna do all we can and give all we can. That's why we exist. But there are some limitations to what we can do, and a lot of times it comes down to safety, or things are just not practical. This isn't Burger King. You can't get your way.
But it's important that that you came from the operating forces, and then you came over here to the installation, and you can understand. I mean, MCCS alone, we have 2,500 employees, and they all fall under MCI East and Marine Corps Base.
Absolutely.
And that's not the rest of the civilian employees. That's not the Marines. I mean, your job here is a day-to-day make sure the power gets on and make sure
gates are open.
The gates are open.
Lights are on, and heat and AC in the buildings, and the shelves are stocked, and all the things that take to run a business. I mean, because the Marine Corps is a business, and this base is a city, and all the stores on it, and the stations, and all the things that run a city. everything from road repair to law enforcement to emergency services to
Traffic control.
Power, water, housing.
Okay, you know the first
we could
thing
go
that
on and on.
you know the first thing that happens whenever the traffic is bad. This office gets a phone call. You know that.
Oh yeah. No, I get my peers calling me up, going, "Hey man, what's going on?" Case in point, there was that one time where the MPs decided that they were going to do a full registration, ID, insurance card check at the gate.
In morning traffic.
And it stopped the East Coast.
I remember that.
And I noticed, man, there's no traffic on Holcomb Boulevard. It's pretty
Where's
slow.
everybody?
And then the phone call came in. I was like, no way. It's like, oh my God. yeah, that was historical.
Well, and then there's the snow.
The snow. Times two.
Times two.
Times
now,
two.
and I know, we spoke with Colonel Lecce when he left here as the last base commanding officer, and he said he didn't realize, how the weather affects the base, and it affects everything because. He was here through floods, hurricanes, fires, tornadoes, snow, ice.
The only thing that we were short was aliens.
So all of that, it plays a factor because it's all safety related.
It does. It really comes down to safety. I mean, for the most part, our road crews and grounds and facility folks will get on all the things that we need to do to keep this base operational. But the preponderance of our force lives out in town. So the main arteries coming to the base is highways 17 and 24, and when those are closed, no fault of the installation or installations, I should say, because we have several installations in the Camp Lejeune area. It's just going to make work difficult, and it really comes down to a safety issue. I mean, schools are closed, children stay home, child care development centers around the base and the city are closed, so somebody's got to care for their kids. And it just comes down to a safety issue. So I think in the recent 2 weeks, we've made a great call by, shutting the base down and just keeping it open for essential personnel.
Well, when we don't have down here in the South, both of us are from the North. Well, you were originally from Hawaii, so that doesn't count.
From the West.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, far
but
west.
Being from the North, we've seen the bad blizzards, the snow, and snow removal.
Right.
We just don't have the snow removal equipment down here.
Yeah, we don't have that capability.
So it's best to just stay off the road.
And it's not a base thing. It's a region.
Yes.
The entire South. Have very little snow removal capability.
And why would we?
Exactly, because the amount of money that you would have to invest, and the burden on the taxpayers to keep those machinery operational is just an investment that has very little dividends, especially when you get a snowstorm once every 10, 15, 20, 25 years. So that's the case here.
So coming from the operating forces, there's things that the operating forces always deal with. There's things that the installation deals with. And I think it's really wonderful for them to change it up and let everybody see the Marine Corps as a whole. So congratulations to you on a great tour here.
Well, Yolanda, I'll tell you what, you've made my tour here simply enjoyable. I mean, when I needed a peer to speak to you, to sound off, and all the things that we do as sergeant majors.
To get you fired up.
Yeah, with sanity check.
Why are we doing that?
With sanity check. Yeah. So if there was any phrase that could, I guess, sum up our relationship, it was mood swing. It simply went from one mood to another.
Oh, but it's been fun. It's been a great 2 years.
I tell you, I wish I had another 2 more.
It was fun.
It was fun. Just when I'm, I've got the code cracked and to really rev it up, I find myself peaked and, coming into land because I've ran out of airspeed and altitude.
Well, now on March 28th is the big day, and Sergeant Major Paul Berry, who just returned from Afghanistan, 2 MEF forward,
Paul.
He will be taking the
That's right.
the sword of office.
That's right. And the BlackBerry.
And more importantly, he's got the BlackBerry.
That's right.
He'll be at the helm.
Bless his heart.
And we'll check in with him and see. We'll check in with him the
Yeah.
first day,
Yeah.
and then 2 years from now.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Hey, how's it going?
You'll get to see the dark hair and then the gray hair.
Just like they do with the president.
That's right. That's right. It starts off black, looking good, and before you know it, it's gray.
So are we going to see any surprises at your relief and appointment ceremony?
No, we're gonna have a great ceremony. We're gonna have lots of folks there, and I know there's lots of other folks that would love to make it. But unfortunately, due to people have lives as well. They won't be able to make it. But I know for one day in all of our lives, they'll probably be thinking about me, and I'll be thinking about them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I really wish both of my parents were still alive and here to experience this day.
Yeah, but they'll be looking down on you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll be a sunny day.
It'll be a sunny day.
It'll be a sunny
I have
day.
no doubt.
No doubt. We'll bring the sunshine. I know you will anyway.
I'll try.
That's right. I know you will. Hoorah.
Good.
Is that it?
So as you are getting ready to wrap all of this up, what are some words of wisdom you can impart to our young Marines up and coming and to everyone out there in the Camp Lejeune complex?
Absolutely.
And you know this is on YouTube, so you can hit everybody.
That's right. You guys ready? Well, this is what, and those of you that know me, you've heard me say this in the past. Number one, you're a United States Marine. You had joined us, we didn't join you. I need you to do all the right things. You are the very best that this country has, as citizens and as soldiers from the sea. I need you to conduct yourself as professionals 24/7, 366 on the leap year. Okay, on the leap year.
Extra day.
Extra day, that's right. No on, because you don't just represent yourself, you represent something bigger than yourself, and that's the United States Marine Corps who represents this country. So please, I ask of you, do all the right things, and you'll make it. You'll be very successful.
Thank you so much. And from all of us at Camp Lejeune, thank you for everything that you've done for us to help MCCS, to help the base, to bring us further into the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're really going to miss you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Yolanda.
There's so much history in the halls of Lejeune Hall. One of these pictures, and being the building that we work in, I come down here sometimes just to read, because I love the history and I love finding out more and more about the Marine Corps. This is one of my favorite shots right here. This is the formation of the 2nd Marine Division on WPT Hill Field in 1961. It's the entire 2nd Marine Division online, and right over here is Building 1. It's incredible. It's incredible. I just love seeing things like this. You can see some of these over here. I've got a Marine ceremony for Lieutenant General Julian Smith. Another familiar name, Marines, hoorah. Really, there's so much. You can learn so much and find out about yourselves. I mean, that's what we do, right? If you ever have the chance to come through here, you need to. Just come in, look at some of the pictures. Or if you're in Building 1 for a meeting, we know we have a lot of those around here. Stop through and read some of the quotes that are on the wall. So, I mean, there's some really, there was one, let me see if I can find it. It's the front gate. I like this quote.
Hi, we are here with the sports branch and our wonderful, fabulous team from sports, representing outdoor adventures, representing the other bases, representing sports. Jolene, if somebody wants to get involved in our sports programs, how would they do that? How do they register? Where do they go?
The first place they could go is go to the website, and they could select which sport they're interested in, depending on what's being offered at the time. And our main office is located in Building 751, which is the Getty Memorial Fieldhouse.
Okay, all right. And if you don't know what our website is online, it's www.mccslejeune.com, and that's where you can find out all the things that are going on in sports. So, okay, so Jolene, first they'll register for sports, and then is there a listing of the different types of sports and seasons that they can get involved with?
There is a listing on the website of when seasons are going, but they basically need to register as teams.
Okay.
They need to form teams based on, and all that information is on the website of how many people they can have on their roster. But they need to register as teams. There's 2 different packets available. So if it's a command-sponsored team, like they're representing a unit, there's one set of paperwork, or if they're civilians, there's a different set of paperwork that they would need to submit. But basically, that's how they register, is by team, and then once the teams are formed, we advertise for coaches or captains meetings. They attend that and get all the information that night of the sport that they're going to be participating in.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like an easy process. That's pretty good. And I know I participated in the flag football tournament for the ladies just here recently in the fall. And Nicole, I know that you had a lot to do with setting that up, the coaches meetings and things like that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you have going on this spring?
Sure. This spring specifically for the ladies, we have an indoor soccer tournament that happens in late February, and then in April we're going to run a women's volleyball tournament.
Okay, awesome. So if you're interested in soccer, I know a lot of us on the East Coast here are, or volleyball, just see Nicole, or you can see Jolene or any of these wonderful ladies, and they will let you know where to go. Also, not only do we have team sports, but we have outdoor adventurers for those adventurous types. And Mary Beth, what is going on in outdoor adventures?
Well, we're starting out with a brand new program of mountain biking. Obviously, we don't have mountains around here, so it's more terrain riding. We have a course here on base that we're going to be using. Along with that, we're going to be doing offering a PT rate for units to come out and do a PT with the mountain bikes. We have the after-school archery program, which is very popular with the children. Parent-child archery, great experience for parents to bond with their child. Campouts, come the summer we'll have kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, tons of different things. Along with the marinas, we have the rentals that are open comes April. We'll be able to rent kayaks and canoes, weekends.
That sounds like a great option.
Tons of stuff.
Yeah, and I know we did the stand-up paddleboarding. If you've seen that episode, Yolanda fell in the water, but we're not saying anything about that. You were great, though, on that episode and teaching us. That was my first time paddleboarding. Have you guys ever been? Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
Loved it.
Did you like the workout? I don't know. I was tired. And we just we barely did anything, and I was like, I got back here and I was about to pass out. I think I need to work out. And Elena, okay, so I know you are, where are your offices located?
I'm located at Camp Johnson. I do all the intramural programming for Courthouse Bay, Stone Bay, and Camp Johnson. So we offer tournament series and traditional leagues all throughout the year at all 3 different locations.
Okay, and I know we have some of our younger Marines that are out there. What do they do to get involved in sports if they don't know who to call, where to go? What would you tell them?
We do at the student commands, Marine Corps Engineer School at Courthouse Bay and MCC out at Camp Johnson. We ask them to contact their platoon or section leader, their company gunny, and we go through that way since I don't have direct access to students. So they can still do that. They can also come to my office at the gymnasium and register. And one of the best resources, actually, as Jolene mentioned, was the website. Each of the outlying commands has their own sports page individually with a list of opportunities for them, paperwork needed, and registration information.
Okay, all right, so here you have it. Straight from sports, and just letting you know what's going on, how to get in contact with them, how to register, where they're located. If you have any questions at all, just please feel free to call the sports branch at, what's you all's number?
Well, they can call 451-3762.
451-3762, 910 area code. There you have it. Sports, let's go team. On three, just like high school. It's been a while since I've been there. 1, 2, 3, team! Yay! Hey, get involved in sports. Thanks, guys.
Don't we work in a great place, Leana?
We do. I'm so honored, privileged to work here.
It is a privilege. It's a privilege to work in Building 1. And every day when I pull up here to come to work, I realize that. I understand the history, and I've learned so much more about the base just working in this building.
I have too. And the first time, I'll tell you, they did colors, where I could actually hear the music right outside of the window. It was awesome.
Well, that's right, because you came from Atlanta coming here.
I did.
So it was a big change for you coming. Leana used to work with the NFL, so this was a change for you.
It was a big change, yes. About the only thing we saw was the color guard march out onto the field, or when troops would come to the practices.
I don't want people to think that I'm corny or anything, because I know they're going to, but I love it coming here and then hearing colors every morning and thinking about where I work and what I do and who I do it for. Yeah, we do it for the Marines, the sailors, and their families, and it's kind of an amazing feeling. I mean, I love my job, and I love where I work, and meeting great people like Sergeant Major Hoopii. See, I do know how to say it right. But he's been so much fun, and it's a pleasure to have worked with him.
It is a real pleasure. I'll tell you, just being a civilian and working in a Marine Corps atmosphere, you don't know what to expect. I mean, you hear things.
I know it's overwhelming. We can overwhelm a little bit.
You can. But I mean, it's nothing like the television things that you see. I mean, he's awesome. Great person to work with.
And we're looking forward to welcoming Sergeant Major Barry and getting him rolling, and we'll have him on camera, and I'm sure he'll be up and down the steps as much as Sergeant Major Hoopii.
Yes.
And we do have fun in the building, believe it or not.
We do.
It's a very serious place, and we have a lot of stuff we have to do, but we do have fun.
Yes, we do.
So thank you so much to Sergeant Major Hoop for being with us today and for everything that he's done here. And also to the whole sports gang from Semper Fit.
For letting us know what's going on.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. They have so much great information. And Mary Beth Lemaire, outdoor recreation.
Thank you.
There are so many wonderful things for you to get involved in this upcoming spring, and we are hoping spring is breaking soon.
Yes, we are. No more snow.
Done. Now, if you need more information on any of these events, you can look on our website at www.mccslejeune.com, and there is no
R.
No R. We are now on YouTube. Watch it on YouTube. Watch it at the Exchange. Watch it on LCTV 10. Just watch.
Yes, and they do. I got a call last night, believe it or not, from some of the guys from the NFL, and they said, hey, we saw you on YouTube. And I was like, so they're watching.
The NFL's watching us?
They're watching.
Wow,
yes.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It is.
I get emails all the time. You know, I spent a whole day up at the Pentagon, and it was funny because I was running into old people, old friends of mine from, they're not old people, they're old friends of mine from Public Affairs and Combat Camera, and they said, hey, we still watch you all the time. And I thought they were kidding. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But I guess they really do. That's pretty cool.
Yes, thank you for that, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in. Well, I guess that's it.
All right, that's it.
Great show.
Great show.
I really enjoyed this. I don't know why we didn't do this before.
I don't know.
Thank you all so much for joining us. And until next time, I'm Yolanda Mayo.
I'm Leana Anding.
And this is Happenings.
And it's the Getchie Memorial Fieldhouse.
At Billings 750. They'll be in the bloopers. You're like, where are you?
All right, cut. You know, the Uncle Sam.
The Uncle Sam wants you. You got us. What am I talking
You got us. Oh man, that was great. I'm glad we did that.
Okay.
Yeah, especially the candid portion.
Every sergeant major doesn't get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's right. Okay. Oh man, I love you.
Talk loud.
You know what we need is we need something for you to stand on so you're like a little taller. We can do it. You want to do it?
No, I'm fine.
All right. You got that on film.
Usually I'm in heels,
Yeah.
so I'm
film.
usually a lot taller than this.
Always impressive.
What do you think? What do you think, Sergeant Major?
Well, I'll tell you, Sergeant Major, no lie, what a great day.